Hey y'all, it's Anime Game-Man, and today I'm going to be reviewing episode 59 of Gegege no Kitarou. And this episode, I like it. It's a nice change of pace because now we get another episode regarding at least near the end, regarding a romantic relationship between a human and a yokai. Although, unlike the previous instance of that when we had the relationship between Ukiyona and the lover, and that was a positive relationship, this is a relationship of that magnitude, but on the negative spectrum. So that was pretty cool. It gives the show much more variety because it shows off that romantic human and yokai relationships, they're not all just peachy hunky-dory all the time. This shows off how rough they can really get, because this episode is pretty much, its premise is about the yokai Shirogami pretty much having a promise by this person that she loved, which was this man called Mitamura, because they date around, and then she pretty much gives Mitamura some money. Then he says he'll come back in 2 weeks so that they'll be able to have a home and live together pretty comfortably. And then during the flashback, I was thinking, oh, this is sweet when it's near the end of the episode. But then where Man's like, oh, yeah, that sounds like a comment. At first, I was in denial because I kind of thought Shirogami was pretty cool, so I didn't want her to, I didn't want that character to have to go through that distress. And when it's revealed that Batman was right, I was like, oh, Lord. And inevitably, when you see Shirogami find out and she wants to just ravage that human, I was like cheering for her too until Kitarou stopped her, and I was like, fuck. Why can't you just show up a bit later, Kitarou, so that she could have just ravaged that man's body and possibly killed him? That would have been so nice. For revenge! And then I like how, near the end, Kitarou pretty much tells the man that as long as you don't call him any other woman, then he's fine. But if he calls another woman, then he's not going to stop Shirogami. And I like how it ends off with that man, Mitamura, backing down his promise and trying to call another woman until you see Shirogami prevent that. And then she's saying stuff like, we'll be together till death do us part. And that was a great way of ending off the episode. Because for one, it had multiple moral messages. Aside from the moral message of don't be a cheating motherfucker, I like its moral message of what goes around comes around when it comes to karma. Because eventually, if you mess with the wrong people, or you mess with enough people, they'll be back to bite you in the ass figuratively. Kind of like what happened with Mitamura. So I thought this was a nice moral message that will apply to the younger viewers of Gegege no Kitarou and the older viewers too. So that's what I thought from a script standpoint. It was pretty good. And the end portion of this episode was really, really great. Honestly, made me feel sorry for Shirogami, just seeing her cry like that. It was like, oh. And just to see her look, because the premise was her pretty much looking for her loved one every 2 weeks by searching around houses near an airfield. Although she did it in the wrong way, because Shirogami was abducting people into her cactus, and then you had to have Kitarou and Kachi step in, and then eventually they found out where she was at because she targeted the house of Miyabe and all that kind of jazz, which also gave the episode emotional stakes from a script standpoint, because had the person involved been a random Joe or a random Jill, it wouldn't be as emotionally invigorating. But since it's Miyabe and we saw her like a few episodes ago, I was emotionally invested and wanted her to be safe. So that was also another cool thing about Gegege no Kitarou. Because usually when our crew goes up against the yokai, we care because we all love Cat, Chick, Kitarou, Mine. At least I'm assuming we all do. I mean, I love all those three. But in this instance, I had more reason to root for the safety of Miyabe's family because I actually cared about them too. So that was also a nice thing about this episode. It gave you much more emotional stakes. And also, when it came time for some character moments, this episode also delivered. It didn't just deliver in the story department, which it did in Spaces. It also helped deliver a significant amount of things, because for Shirogane, from a character, she was interesting because she had her goals, which was to find her lover, although she ended up finding that her lover was a sack of shit. But she was interesting for the most part in this episode. And it also gave some more mana development, because you see here that when she found out her friend was in danger because she sent a text message to Mana, she went and hauled ass quickly, showing off her bravery, and I like that. And then aside from giving us development for Mana because she's more braver, it also showed her street smarts. Because instantly, once Daddy Eyeball found the weakness of the cactus that Shirogane was controlling, she instantly went inside the cactus, informed Kitarou about its weak point to give Kitarou enough knowledge to like destroy the core of the cactus and save the day and Miyabe's family and every other person that was temporarily captured by Shirogane. So that was also a cool thing about the episode. It made Mana useful too, and I love it when it does that. It's a really beautiful thing to see. And that's what I thought I did well from a character standpoint. I thought I did Mana and Shirogane justice. And that's why... Oh, and the art animation were actually pretty good. I liked the dark shading near the start. And the artwork was competently done. And that's why I'm going to rate this episode an 8 out of 10. I thought it was cool. I thought it was entertaining. And I thought it had some pretty nice moral messages. And hell, almost forgot to mention, but it gave some characterization for Ratman because he was actually proven right. That Nitamura bastard was cheating on Shirogane. So that was also another element I liked about the episode. It showed off that Ratman, he ain't just a comedy relief character. He's a guy with wisdom at times, and when the show utilizes that element, it really makes him a much more balanced character and a much more likable character too. Makes Ratman feel realistic, and that's what I also enjoyed about this episode. And that's why I'm gonna rate it an 8 out of 10, because I thought this episode was good, y'all. So anyways, guys and gals, this is my thoughts on the episode. Comment on your thoughts on the episode in the comment section below. Rate the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later if you subscribe for more. Alright, bye-bye everyone. Thank you so much for watching.